Hey, how you doing? Welcome again. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you following me on YouTube. Honestly, thank you for being here. I just want to let you know that we are running a new promotion this month where if you go to our website right now, you're going to be able to get a free session with me, your Christian life coach. And also there's a possibility to qualify for a discounted price on sessions prior to the free one. So please take advantage of that. Visit our website, go to our YouTube channel, which you are here now. Subscribe, please. Go to our website, follow us on Facebook, and don't forget to also follow us on Instagram. We are doing weekly postings, and we're trying to, again, my main goal here is for you to grow. My main goal here is to give you tips or nuggets, however you want to call it, on how to have better, healthier relationship with your significant other, with your family members, with your child, with your spouse, just relationship in general. But most importantly, also to be able to get in touch with God, to be able to recognize that we also have to have a relationship. And this is also my purpose here, to assist you, to help you. My minister is mostly to allow you and help you to grow, but also to become a better Christian, become a better person, become a better version of yourself, which is obviously my main goal here. So please take advantage of that. Hey, listen, today I'm trying to do a very short video, and I want to address something that I know we've heard many times in the past, and I think it became very popular with the pandemic, but it's the term social distancing. But I want us to think about social distancing prior to the pandemic, and most of us have not been able to think about this, but we have been social distancing from our families, from ourselves, from our spouses, from our wives, from our husbands for a very long time. And lately, I've been dealing with a lot of questions about technology and how technology has come in between ourselves, come in between our relationship, come in between my wife and I, come in between my children and I. And here's something I want to say. Thanks, by the way, I'm not against technology. I think technology has done a great job on doing us a lot of good things, honestly. Thanks to technology, you are now seeing me. Thanks to technology, I'm going and we have a virtual relationship. So I'm very thankful for technology. The problem here is that when we allow technology to be used with the wrong intent or in the wrong purpose. So I want to address that. And because of technology, we have been social distancing from each other, social distancing from my wife, social distance from my kids, social distancing from my husband, and so forth and so on. And we have allowed technology to get in between us. That's just the bottom line. And I want to call it for what it is. We have allowed technology to come between us in our relationships. And most importantly, we have allowed technology to come in between us or myself and my relationship with God, which is the number one priority relationship, correct? So I want to address a couple of things. It'll be a short video, but I want you to think about it. I want you to, as we go through this, meditate and also do a self-analysis of a self-evaluation of how is it that you are using technology? Are you using technology to enhance yourself? Are you using technology to enhance your family and learn? Or are you using technology to you waste, for lack of better words, to waste time rather than spending that time with my wife, rather than spending time with my husband, with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend, with my children. So it's something I want us to think about. So I want you to be conscious of the time you're spending in technology, in social media, in different things that we do. And nowadays it's so easy, right? We have so much access. We have access to so much information that it's very hard to put things away. It's very hard to put the phone away for a minute because I want to check Facebook. I want to check Instagram and so many social media out there, or I might be trying to look up what's up with the Kardashians or what's up with whoever I'm following, whoever my celebrity might be. Yet there is no conversations. There is no communication at home. I do not communicate with my wife. I don't know what my children are doing in their room. I know they're in their room and they're with a laptop or with an iPad, but what are they watching? What are they listening to? Who is influencing them? Me as a father, my wife, or someone else outside the house. And the same thing happens in our relationship. So we have actually allowed technology to come between my wife and I. And why is that? And I want us to think about that. One of the things that I see a lot is that family members, you come home from work and the father comes on a cell phone. The wife is watching a sitcom in her iPad. If you go to the children room, the kids are watching something else, cartoons or another video games or whatever it might be. But there is no conversation, there's no communication, there's no connection between us anymore. And that's because we have allowed that free time that if we used to have free time, now we have the time to actually do other things, but not physically or not connect emotionally with each other, but now we're connecting virtually with someone else. Or we're following someone else who might be posting things that might not be true, might not be real. So we have, to some extent, allowed technology to come between ourselves, come in between my wife and I, come between my kids and I. And I want us to be mindful of that and be watchful. I want us to put our guards up. And once you go through this self-evaluation of how are you allowing technology to come between you and your wife and you and your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend or your children, to really do something about it. And most importantly, that technology has also come between me and God. That technology has come between the time that I can use to perhaps open the Bible and read and get to know more about God. Now I'm using that time to follow a specific celebrity or follow a specific team or so forth and so on. So we are actually being distracted. So technology has actually social distanced us from each other, from God, from a relationship, honestly. There is no relationship. Imagine if you come home and there are no conversations. You come home and there is no real talk with each other anymore, and everyone's texting and everyone is looking at other things on social media. So there isn't really time for us to engage in a conversation. And if we are, we're not paying attention because I'm looking at the text. And if we are having a conversation with each other, it's very briefly or very superficial rather than really talk about real problems that we might be facing. So technology has really social distanced us. And it's something that, most of us believe that this term came with, what happened last year with the pandemic, but it's actually prior to the pandemic. We have been actually social distancing from each other prior to the pandemic. So this term is not new. This term is actually something that has been going on for a while in our relationships. So we have allowed technology to come between us, and we have actually neglected each other. I've neglected my wife, my wife has neglected me, the kids, the family. So the technology, to some extent, has, if I'm not careful, if I'm not guarding what I'm doing and how I'm using it, it's actually destroying my family. It's actually replacing that time where I used to have meals together, where we used to talk about things. We're now just engaged elsewhere, but with each other. If I'm driving and my wife is in the passenger seat, I might be driving and trying to text at the same time. She is perhaps engaged in texting or following someone else. If I look back, my kid might be doing something else. So we're not even talking while we're driving somewhere because everyone is engaged in the only other thing through technology. So I want us to be more mindful. I want us to really consider and think about this. What is it that I am allowing technology to come between myself, my wife, and most importantly, as I said it before, the time I might be spending with God, time I might be spending searching for answers in the Bible, the time I'd be spending, rather than being in Facebook for X amount of time, maybe I should engage in reading scripture. Maybe I should engage in talking, having a real conversation with my wife. Maybe I should engage in addressing situations that might be going on with my children that I might not be aware of. So I want us to think about how is it that we have allowed technology to some extent distance us from each other, to some extent distance me from my wife from my children from each other. So I want you to be mindful and think about this. I just wanted to bring this up to your attention. It's been something that's been in my mind and in my heart lately as I've talked to a lot of people, and they come with same situation where my husband and I are not communicating. My wife and I, we're not talking anymore because she's always in Facebook or he's always doing something on the phone and so forth and so on. So it has become an issue in the actual at homes. It has become an issue in families. And it has gotten to a point where there's no more conversation. I rather spend time on the phone than talking to my wife. My wife might rather spend time watching a TV sitcom than talking to me about us. So I want us to consider this and think about it as we move forward. And as we continue to engage in healthy relationships, definitely technology has to some extent destroy and has social distance us from each other, from my wife, from my kids, from God. So consider to think about it, meditate, and we'll talk about it next week a little bit more as we are preparing to do a continuation of social distancing, but in a different sense. So do not forget again, thank you for watching. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Do not forget again to go back to our website, look into our sessions, take advantage of the free session that you can have with Jim, your Christian life coach, and also promotion on discounted sessions going forward after your free one. So please look into it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Follow us on Facebook and in Instagram. Once again, continue to smile and don't forget that God loves you. Take care. I'll see you next week.